Dave?
Yes, sir.
The CCA workbench has never been so crowded.
No. Got Molly Moo here.
We got Molly Moo and all
Good
our
thing
babies.
she don't take up a whole lot of room.
I love it.
Move
So
over
Dave,
away.
you know what? Taking kids fishing sometimes as a parent can be challenging.
Yes, and I'm going to try to make it easier for you. You know, I've got 3 kids, and every one of them's different, you know. 2 of them don't like to fish. Thank goodness Molly Moo does. I think I yelled the other ones out of it, and I don't want you to do the same thing that I did. You know, first off, you know, when you're taking kids fishing, you don't have to take them all day.
Right,
you know,
good.
kids have short attention spans. You know, if you can go out on a dock for 30 minutes or an hour to get them started, and then, you know, if you're not catching anything, get them out of there and go take them some ice, get them some ice cream or something, because, you know, you want to make that a positive experience for them no matter what, if you catch them or not. You want to make sure that it's fun to go fishing, not to catch fish.
Right.
Again, you know, though, you want to go to a place where you think you're going to be able to get a lot of bites.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You know, go find you a nice freshwater dock or something and fish right off the dock. The kids don't have to cast.
Right.
You know, they can throw some bread in the water, chum up some brim, and, you know, put a little bread ball on there and throw it in and catch a ton of little fish that way. And if you can get them to catching little fish, they don't care how big they are.
Right.
They just want to catch one after the other, and that's the best way to get them to going. Bites are key. And make sure you bring a lot of water for them to drink, and sunscreen in Florida especially. You know, everybody cooks in Florida. Put a big wide brimmed hat on them if you got one. If you don't, go get one. Bug screen, you know, bugs repellent.
Yes, especially flamingo.
Especially, you know, in Florida, you know, a lot of places they say they don't want to put any kind of DEET on their children. They'll go for those all natural stuff. I don't know about you, but when I put all natural stuff on me, it's like I'm just putting icing on the cake for them. You got to, you know, some people don't get bit, whether they have it on or not.
Right.
That skin so soft might work on them. It doesn't work on me. If the mosquitoes like you got to have DEET.
Yes.
So go ahead and spray the DEET on them. Let them, you know, if the mosquito, you know, don't let the mosquitoes in. As soon as you get them out, wash them off. You know, that's the best way to do that. I know how a lot of people, they can get away with it. I can't. Use a bobber when you're taking little kids fishing. It does 2 things. It lets them see the strike. You know, it's a strike indicator. It helps them cast when you're using little tiny stuff. You know, it adds some weight to it and gives them a good cast. Now, when you're using little brim hooks and stuff, you want to be careful. You want to use little hooks so that you catch the fish. You're going to be maybe trying to catch little tiny fish, but you don't want to use little short shank hooks. You want to use a long shank like that little Aberdeen hook. And what that longer shank does, it keeps the fish from swallowing it all the way down and gives something for the kid to reach in and get them off with. Right. Because if you use little short shank hooks, they go all the way down, and then you know, it's down in there, and you're going to ruin the little brim, you know.
Yeah. And then if you happen to be like catching pinfish or snappers with a short shank hook, that snapper could be a snapper.
That's right.
On the snapper on the end of the kid.
Exactly.
And become snap up.
The sabiki rigs are great if you're in salt water. You know, catching bait is great fun for kids. I like catching bait. So if you can get a kid out there to catch bait, that's a great thing for the kid to do. You know, catch all kinds of bait.
4 or 5 at a time.
Right. And I forgot. When you're using these little barbs, when you've got little kids, mash down the barbs, even on the little hooks, because it's not only saving the kid, it's probably saving you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to end up getting hooked by that kid. When my little boys were around, every rod and reel turned into a sword before the day was over. So, you know, stuff was flying all around, and, you know, you get hooked all over the place. Yeah. So, you know, and when you get to a kid to the age where he can start casting, make sure that he looks behind him. And that's a good thing for you adults, too. When you're casting,
put them shoulder to shoulder.
Please make sure that they know that there's nobody behind them when they start casting.
If you put them shoulder to shoulder, guess what? They don't end up hooking each other.
That's right.
Hey, Bree, now I understand why Dave...
What?
What? Yeah, what?
Why he's having kid overload here.
Oh, come on.
I see.
I let him off the hook.
Off the hook.